Today is January 17th, and I'm headed out on another adventure. This one has a certain twist. Right now it is 6:05, and I'm headed to park the car at the backcountry office. Official temperature at the start, it is about 30 F or ice. Today's adventure is going to be hiking down the Hermit Trail, across the Tonto and up the Bright Angel Trail. Now here is the certain twist. The Hermit Road is open to the public right now. The gates are up, but that means the shuttle bus is not running. So I could drive my car out there, but when I get up the Bright Angel Trail, my car is going to be way out there, 8 miles down the road. So I brought my bike. I'm gonna bike to the trailhead, do the hike, and then I'll be able to get to my car here when I get out. All right, I'm rolling up to Hermit's Rest, and that ride was intense. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of snow blown in my face, and well, we made it. It's like a half moon night. We're gonna see the sunrise in a little bit. You can see it's already starting to get light here, but it is windy. The high yesterday was in the low 50s Fahrenheit. Today we're only looking at a high of 39 Fahrenheit. So it's definitely a change, a weather change today. The bike ride kicked my ass because I'm sweating in my torso, but my fingers and my toes are freezing. I had gloves on and my face is freezing. So now I think my shirt's covered in sweat and I'm about to begin this hike. The bike ride was about 8 miles, about 13K, and now 7:04. So try to get on the trail by 7:30 here. Now, if you want to hike this loop, as long as it's not December, January, or February, the bus will bring you in. It's going to drop you right there. And then you've got toilets, you got water, but you got to hike to the end of this road to find the top of the Hermit Trail. So that's where I'm headed now. And this day is pretty wild. Yesterday they were not calling for any precipitation, but now they are. I already saw some snow falling, and it is windy and it is freezing. I was planning to just wear shorts. Now I'm keeping my sweatpants on. Top of the Hermit Trail. Here we go. So we are now sitting approximately 6,640 feet, 2,024 meters above sea level, and I'm going to be heading down this Hermit Trail. I'm going to be going, and I'm going to turn on the Tonto right there. It's 7:19, and I can't tell if I need micro spikes yet. We'll see. I got them just in case. So 7:19, and I want to make this a 7:20 start. I can't wait till 7:30. I'm freezing. There we go, 7:20. I had to put the traction on because look at this. Ice steps. Pretty fresh rock slide. And Hermit Trail has a lot of them. You can see where this rock came out of right there. Boom, on the trail. This kind of stuff would be cleaned up right away on the South Kaibab or Hermit Trails, or South Kaibab or Bright Angel Trails, because of the mules going up and down. But no mules go up or down the Hermit Trail. They would have. This was the trail that these companies were using before you would have had Phantom Ranch. And there actually is the remains of the old camp down there called the Hermit Camp. So you can imagine in the 19-teens, this was the part of the canyon that was very active. People would ride the train to stay at El Tovar, get off the train, they'd ride a horse-drawn carriage all the way down the Hermit Road to Hermit's Rest, and then they would come down this trail by mule and stay at the Hermit Camp, which is no longer there. That's a story for another video. But also to imagine the time, we can imagine 1914 is the Kolb brothers are kind of in their peak of their career. Kolb brothers had already established themselves at the Grand Canyon, and they had already recreated John Wesley Powell's river trip and filmed that. So they're already screening their footage. And in August 1914, the Kolb brothers have an 80-page article in National Geographic magazine. So they are really at a peak in their career, and a very significant time in US history, because just before that August issue of National Geographic comes out, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand happens in Europe, and that is what's going to launch World War I. The US will not be involved for a couple of years, but kind of paints a picture of what was going on in these days out here on the Hermit Trail. This rock work we're seeing here, this is called riprap, and this is the kind of work that they had done in the 19-teens to really make this a magical journey for the visitors coming into the canyon. I mean, the real purpose is to hold the earth, hold the trail together. And what's remarkable is how long this is held up, over 100 years, with how wild Grand Canyon is. And we just saw that rock slide, that a lot of this is still intact. All right, now you're gonna have to use sort of the visuals in this little video clip here. We're maybe a mile down the trail or so, but you'll get to this little wall here. It looks like a rampway or something. The reason that they built up this little wall is to sort of show you the fossils in this sandstone. So if you look very close in the sandstone here, you're gonna find there are reptile track-ways coming through this. And I feel blind right now. Here we go. It's just the lighting, and then but yeah, that's a little trackway right there. And then you see them going boom, boom, boom. So you'll find a lot of this stuff in the Grand Canyon. This is just one that's very easy to spot, to check out. And I think having the snow melting on it, these little raindrops, are making it a little harder too. And trail. This is what we call the Waldron Basin right here. This little basin where it's like a big old bowl. Now, Waldron Trail, you could take back up and out of the Grand Canyon. It's also an alternate way into the Grand Canyon. We're continuing forwards here, which would be kind of westward. And now we're in the Hermit Shale, this red earth, the red rock. This is a time in Earth's history that would have been a swampy tropical climate. In these rocks, you would find giant dragonfly wings or fern fossils. Okay, 1.8 miles in, 2.9K. This is the Dripping Springs Junction. You also would catch the Boucher Trail over there. We are going to go right, and we're going to continue down the Hermit Trail over this way. Look at the snow is coming down even more. At that junction, 8:11, so still not quite an hour into the hike here. You can see some really smooth rock in here, and you can even see an ice puddle right there. So evidence that a lot of water flows through this. Now you can imagine all the water and all that snow up in the Waldron Basin making its way to here, meaning a lot of water has flowed through that. And that's one of the big things in geology, is you can play the detective. So just by looking at smoothed rock, you know, if not in that very day, throughout history, a lot of water has flowed over that rock to smooth it out. One hour, 12 minutes. I'm at Santa Maria Spring. I don't need water. It's cold. It's cold. This is the rest house. And a little place to chill in the summertime. A beautiful day to be alive. Here's a rock slide that they ain't moving. This is now just a part of the trail. And that is a lot of Hermit Trail. It's a lot more technical than South Kaibab or Bright Angel. The wind is just wild right now. So I'm 2 hours and 38 minutes into the hike. I'm beginning the Cathedral Stairs. Breezy Point back there. It's about 6 miles in. And Cathedral Stairs, so you can imagine in the heat of summer, you come up this really steep part through the red wall. And when you get to the top, then you finally get to Breezy Point and you can cool down. Now, I'd like to mention, in this whole hike, I have not seen a single person, not passed a single person. And last time I saw somebody was at the parking lot. As I rode my bike that 8 miles, I didn't even pass a car. I didn't see anybody on the trails. So if you like escaping civilization, Grand Canyon is the place for you. You will actually see Cathedral Stairs in some old postcards. You gotta imagine that Hermit Trail was the OG trail of the Grand Canyon. .3 miles, 11.7 K. Now, this is the junction. So I just came down Hermit Trail here. If you make a left, you're gonna go find the Hermit Creek, Hermit Camp, the campground. And if you're dying of water, definitely make a left here. Now, Monument will be my next creek as I continue on the Tonto Trail. So this is actually gonna be Tonto East. And then that one is just showing you, that's how you get back up to the top of Hermit. We are almost to the 3 hour mark, and I'm now stepping foot on new terrain. This, I guess the other twist of today is this is a brand new trail for me. A brand new adventure. Colorado River. So all that water is going to the ocean. All rivers lead to the ocean. And every little side canyon of the Grand Canyon is because of a creek. So back there is the Hermit Creek. The next one up is Monument Creek. And not all these flow year round, but even this right here is water cutting down to get to that main river. All water wants to go back home. And for water, home is the ocean. I could feel that on my bike ride this morning. In those 8 miles, I'm going uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. And that was every little drainage just from snow melting off the top of the canyon over thousands of years to then flow off the edge of the canyon. All that up and down. If you're on the road, on the highway, every time that highway goes down, you'll find that eventually you're going downhill, you hit a bridge, and then you're going uphill with every highway. It's all the different creeks of the world. As I go along this Tonto Trail, I'm gonna be at about an elevation of 3,000 feet, about 914 meters. And I can feel it already. It's a lot easier to breathe. Some boats, some river runners in the river there. That's the monument where Monument Creek gets its name. And the rapids that we're looking at on the river, those were the Granite Rapids. I'm getting pretty close here, I believe, to Monument Creek Campground. ISIS. Now, I'm down in here. If you feel like you're lost, it's probably a great adventure. Always look for the rock cairns, especially when you're going through the washes. You drop down through these washes, and it's tricky to see the trail. Look at this contrast from getting snowed on to this. It's beautiful. That's what Grand Canyon's all about, is the contrast. Yin and yang. Dark and light, hot and cold. Spiral triangle. Granite Rapids. So if you want to go down to river level, you're going to cut off right here. I just came from the Tonto, the monument, and let's go see what's coming up here. The creek looks incredible down there. You can see a little bit of a natural water slide, and it just looks insane. I honestly wish I was camping and had a little more time. This is one of the campsites. Is this insane? Look at that. Just camping on the sand. All right, I'm actually lost, and I just found this. X. No. I'm pretty sure that's not the correct way to go. Figure this out. That's the hardest part. Like I said, you drop into these creeks, these washes, and then you got to figure out where do I go back up the other side. Here we go. So this is where hikers would come in from the other direction. And now we're gonna see the actual Monument Creek. I'm looking to take a break here. Oh, wow. Wow. At the Monument Creek, this is about 9.4 miles, 15.1 K. There's a deer print. I had seen one mule deer on my bike ride. I haven't seen any other animals aside from birds. But this is gonna be a place where I just kind of sit down, take a break. I'll filter the water and then onwards. I bake a lot of my own pastries because I like to have my food as fresh and natural as possible. So I'm gonna be loading up like crazy on some fat, protein, carbs, a little bit of everything. Five hours in on the Tonto, monuments behind me, and the next crossing is the Cedar Spring. Now you can imagine up there would be the road I was riding my bike on, freeze my ass off, and well, now I'm sweating and I'm in shorts. All right, 5:05 Cedar Spring. Here we are at the Cedar Spring. They say this one's not so reliable, although I could see some water from a distance. If you're gonna do this in the summer, you're best to filter at Monument, and you probably won't have this one flowing in the summer. And then the other ones coming up, Salt and Horn, those ones they say are contaminated from the old uranium mines, that you don't really want to filter those. As you're coming along Tonto, you'll see canyons like this, giant cliffs, and then you're thinking, how am I gonna get around this? How am I gonna get over that other side and continue eastward? Well, trail's gonna take me deep back in here until there's actually a spot to cross this side canyon. All right, I'm at the Salt Creek, and you can either go down to the actual creek or you can go up here to the campground. Another thing I gotta figure out here. All right, I can see the trail over there. So I am 12.8 miles, 20.6 K into the hike. It's now 1:08. Thing has been eating, chomping away at this this prickly pear cactus here. Pretty interesting. That's the battleship up there. I'm on the west side of the battleship. I got to get on the east side to take the Bright Angel. So this is my last creek crossing coming up here, and I'm at the 7-hour mark. 7 hours, 21 minutes. This is the Horn Creek. There's some water. There's the battleship. And 17.6 miles into my hike. And that's about 28.3 kilometers. So look at this. You can imagine in the summer with these leaves, be a beautiful oasis here. And there's a toilet. A totally random juniper just growing here. No other junipers around. Love it. There's a buck. So far today, I've seen 2 deer and 2 people. I saw 2 people leaving Hermit Camp on my way to Monument. And that's it. Now I'm probably gonna see a lot of people on Bright Angel. All right, here comes Plateau Point Trail, where Tonto is gonna connect with that to lead us to the Bright Angel. And this is 19.3 miles. That is 31K. And I'm right on track because I'm not even at the 8-hour mark yet. So I know I can get up Bright Angel in about 2 hours, which means I'm gonna make it before it gets dark. Another buck. At this point, I've seen more deer than people. 5 deer now. Here is the Indian Garden water station. I've got 3:31 on the clock, so gonna have a little break and get some food. Vegan gummies. .346, and I'm leaving IG. This is the final stretch. 3 Mile Resthouse. I am just slow and steady finishing this day off. Slow and steady. What's hard about hiking the Grand Canyon is as your day is coming to an end, you got to get back to the top, and the air is getting thinner and thinner, and the trail is getting steeper. That makes Grand Canyon unlike hiking anywhere else. It gets harder and harder till the very end. And that's what I love. This place is gonna push my limits. Gonna take me to the next level. These are some Untitled Track-ways on Bright Angel, and a lot easier to see than the ones I was showing you this morning. And basically what happens is the rock just breaks off of the cliff. This one fell, and when these rock slides happen, you get this hidden history revealed. 23.3 miles, 37.5K, and it's 5:06. Lower tunnel, 1 mile left to go. This is called the Kolb Seep, and Jim Cornelius, National Park volunteer, taught me that once you make this switchback, there's only one more switchback to make. You make this turn, and I guess there's kind of that turn. Maybe after that turn is a little more accurate. Look at that. Frozen seeps. But yeah, after we make this turn, then there's only one more turn after this turn. This would be the last turn in the trail. So that whole stretch, you're just coming up to here, and then your last switchback. All right, so 24.8 miles, 40K, probably 25 miles if you count my walk to the Hermit Trail. And so that's 10:32. 10:32 at the BA Trailhead. Now to go get my bike, and I'm gonna enjoy food more than ever tonight. The food is just gonna taste amazing. I recommend leaving a giant bag of organic sea salt potato chips in your car. You will thank your past self.
Hi, I'm Canyon Julie, reminding you to pack out your trash and to not be a loser.